What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I briefly touched on that Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday, day before. I can't remember. But Sean was funny. And I totally overlooked a very important part of that Direct. Now, Jeff Grubb had hyped up some stuff. Oh, there's a game here that's going to be very important, and you know, and Jeff Grubb, this is, yeah, it's going to be one of those things. Anyway, I think he was talking about Metroid because he got by the internet by saying that Metroid is going to be here and there in the third forever and ever, and it never was, and it finally showed up. So now he's vindicated. I don't know. That's not even what we're talking about. That's like one of the 3 games I had mentioned that were like worth a damn. That's not it though. That's not the thing. That's not the story. Because the thing that is not predominant, but it is a very glaring, not issue. It's a factor of the hypocrisy, highlighting the hypocrisy of Donkey Unicorns and Ponies all across the earth, the globe. And that is that Sony is going full party, full third party, full slate. Okay, not full slate, but you know what I'm saying. It's a saying. So they put 3 games on the Switch, and this ain't even the Super Switch 2 coming out. They're gonna have a thing on April 2nd, I guess, a direct for the Switch 2. I will guarantee you there's going to be more Sony games on that. So the 3 games in question is Patapon 1, Patapon 2, and Everyone's Golf, which used to be Hot Shots Golfs. Anyway, those are PlayStation games. Those are Sony IP on a not Sony device, which makes Sony, let's all say it together, third party. They're third party. Man, oh man, full slate is next. I tell you what, I think Sony, look, with Hiroki Totoki and the other guy, Ninjanino, I don't even know his name. I know it's an N or something. With them in charge, it's all about that money, right? So, so they're like, what's all this old stuff doing? You better make it work on that little piece of junk called, that beautiful console, the Switch, with our friends at Nintendo. They're not friends, they're vital mortal enemies. Vital enemies? They're mortal enemies. Ever since 93? Something like that. When I'm not sure of the actual factuals of what went down between Sony and Nintendo during the, I believe it was Super Nintendo, because it's supposed to be a Super Nintendo disc drive. I believe it was for the Super Nintendo or the next, I think it was for the Super Nintendo. Or it was for the N64, but no, I don't think it was. I don't remember actually what it was for. I think it was Super Nintendo. Because it was called the Nintendo PlayStation, I believe that's what it was called. It was just a CD add-on to, I think, the NES. The Super NES, I think, because they were kind of copying. I guess they were going to try to copy Sega, which wouldn't have been a good idea anyway. But the fact that that deal fell apart because, how I understand it, Sony wanted the rights of all the games. Sony from the jump has been evil. Let's be real. They wanted the right. This is how I understand. They wanted the rights to the games, right? Like that were made on this machine. I guess it's a hybrid thing. So I guess just the disc thing. I don't even know. I don't know the intricacies. And Nintendo was like, nah. And I don't know if they said nah or they didn't. They just ghosted them, and then they went to Philips and say, yo, what's up? Heard you make discs. And they showed up at, I think, CES or something with Philips instead of Sony. And then Sony got wind and saw it and they got mad. And then that's how the PlayStation was born. So Nintendo is directly responsible for the PlayStation existing in its current iteration. I mean, if they would have joined forces, it still would have been PlayStation, but it would have been different, right? It would have been Nintendo PlayStation, or I don't know. It's so weird, you know. It's not revisionist history. I mean, unless, of course, if I got stuff wrong, yeah, it is. But I mean, just to think, you know, that's what happened, and now we're here today, and PlayStation is scrambling back, crawling back, groveling back to Nintendo. Can you please put our games? We need money. Can you put our games on your console, please? And they're like, you know, we laughed Microsoft out the room, right? You know, we laughed a bazillion-dollar company out of it. We said, but you can leave now. We said that to them. What makes you think, oh, we get 70% and we don't have to do nothing? Just let you put it up? I mean, they don't get 70, they get 30. But you know what I'm saying. I reversed the numbers for conspiracies. But yes, Sony's third party for real. I mean, they've always, I mean, look, when MLB The Show, that's the biggest, I mean, I've said it before, that's the biggest slap in the face. When MLB The Show, made by a Sony studio, is forced onto Game Pass, y'all third party, I don't care what you say. That's extra super third party. That's like you went with the fast pass and you skipped the whole line, went straight to the front of the line, third party. Because Game Pass is, but anyway, yeah, man, Sony's putting all the games on Nintendo, and I mean, they're not doing, like, someone argued, I was listening to VG Fight School, and he was like, he went through these ponies. He's killing these ponies. It's the funny thing, you know, he's a pony himself. He's a fan of Sony himself, but he's still killing whoever's irrational and idiotic. So hey, that's what happens when you mess with mathematicians. They don't play. And so he was reading. Somebody said, "Oh, you notice these are dead franchises, and it's not on Xbox, so it makes it okay." Basically. Paraphrasing, of course. And I'm like, they just, I mean, they're moving the goalpost so much, it's like they like levitate. It's like they have future technology where they don't even have to get put in the ground. It's just their wheels or something. I don't know. Hover posts. I don't know. Anyway, that slipped. That eluded my observation when I was watching it. But, you know, the thing is, I was watching the Direct, and I saw Patapon. I was like, isn't that a PlayStation game? And I didn't really care, because I was not interested in the game. And I was like, whatever. And then once I saw Everybody's Golf, I was like, oh, that used to be on PlayStation. I remember the Ponies and Donkey Unicorns bragging about some goofy little golf game on PlayStation. It may be a fun game, but, I mean, really? Everyone's Golf, that's what's up. That's what you holding up. So... yeah, the end is nigh. Like I said, every video that I do is more and more proof of PlayStation's downfall. And the thing is like, the downfall is not so much the company going out of business or losing money, although they may lose some money or whatever. They may shrink a little bit. It's not about that per se. It's more about Donkey Unicorns and fanboys getting smacked through the internet, right? And all of their narratives being slapped right back against them, right up on their foreheads, slap, right? And so, you know, J-Dub and all these idiots that are, third party, Xbox was third party, Bob third party. Look at Sony. Look what Sony's doing to you. You got no rebuttal for this. What you gonna say? Oh, it's a baby game, moving the goalposts. It's all good. It's all good, because you can move it as much as you want. I mean, that'll be your exercise, I guess. Get your steps in. But, you know, when it comes down to it, if that's Sony's strategy to survive, we're not talking about prosper, to grow. We're not talking about that anymore, because they're not in growth mode. They're in survival mode right now. If you look at the companies, you look at Xbox, you look at Nintendo, you look at Sony, you look at Nintendo Switch, you look at Xbox, you look at PlayStation. Which ones are in survival mode? Which ones are in ramp up for the next generation mode? Which ones are in we about to make all this money mode? Not survival. growth, super growth mode. Like I said, Sony is in survival mode. They're trying to throw everything at the wall that they can to sell. They're going through all their back catalog. What can we port? And they're probably not porting them themselves. They're probably, sending that out to, third parties to port, which is smart, which is what Xbox does as well, because it's like, why are we gonna waste our resources on something when we could be making something new? And that's just a standard type of practice, so that's not a big deal. But the fact that they have to go back and try to sell to the Switch audience, which is it's not a bad strategy, but it is not what they are known for. It's not their strategy. They are adopting a strategy who, let's say it, Xbox did first. I always say PlayStation, Sony, they have no creative anything anymore. They have not original ideas, not one original idea anymore. They copy what Xbox does after the fact. I mean, they're starting to pick up pace because they're like, if we don't do it now, we ain't gonna have no time 5 years from now to do this, so we gotta do it now. Whether they succeed or not, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real. Some of their properties are like, they're cool, but they're not bangers like everybody thinks they are. They have a handful of bangers, and the rest are like meh. And you could tell by how many they sell. It ain't that much, because they had a touch. I think they're bragging too much. They have too much hubris for the lubricants. Sorry, I was trying to rhyme everything. It didn't work that time. Oops. So once again, day by day, news article by news article, revelation, megaton by megaton, whatever you want to call it. We look at what's going on in the industry, and Microsoft is on an upward trajectory, and PlayStation they're starting to go down. Nintendo's in the middle right now. They're gonna start going up again once that, like I said, the price of the Switch 2 is right. Forget about it. It's sold. You know what I mean? So, overall, the industry looks very exciting. All thanks to Microsoft. All thanks to Xbox, because they got bangers coming out for the rest of this generation. We as Xbox players are set. Even some of those games are gonna bleed into the next generation too, and some will be cross-gen probably. Let's not rule that stuff out. But we eating good. I'm still playing Avowed. I'm like, that's the only game I'm playing right now, because I'm like, I don't really need to waste any more time on it. I know I'll throw in a game of Balatro once in a while here and there if I want to cleanse the palate. But I was gonna download Atomfall as well. But here's the thing about Atomfall, real quick, tangent. Digital Foundry poo-pooed that game. They're like, oh my gosh, the textures are horrible, and this is blah, blah, it looks like a 360 game. I forget what they said. They said some stuff that made if a casual was listening to it, be like, I don't want to play that game. And for me, I was like, really? Is it that bad? It actually looks kind of good. I don't understand why they're saying it's all bad and all bad. And then I watched Ono X Alex's video, and he was the exact opposite. He was like, yo, this game performed superbly, mwah, chef's kiss and all. And he was like, you started off, I guess just whatever the settings are, default, 280 frames per second. I'm like, damn, 200? Damn. And he's got a 7090 something, 7900 XT or something. He has the best graphics card that just before the 900, the 9900. That's what it is, right? Yeah, he's got the 79. I think it's 79 or 78. I don't remember the numbers on Radeon side, on AMD side. But anyway, he's got that. He's got like the best chip, AMD. He's got an AMD rig. And so he was going through, he was like, and then when you go and you up the resolution to, what did he say, 1440p and do 100% upscaling on it, and you still get 130 frames. And I was like, man, that game, shoot. I'm gonna have to download that on Xbox and see what it's doing, because they're doing some kind of magic on that thing to make it just work regardless. So yeah, but yeah, tangent over. But anyway, appreciate you hanging on the show. Listen, like and subscribe. Hit me down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about this Sony going third party whole slate going to Nintendo Switch, baby. And the Switch 2. They're gonna put God of War Ragnarok on Switch 2. You heard it here first. Now, what game would they? Spider-Man on the Switch. I bet you they put Spider-Man on Switch 2. Man, you know what? They might not put Spider-Man. You know what? I think they will put Spider-Man on Switch 2, even though they have to share so many. The profit share on that with Marvel is ridiculous, and they don't make that much. But I think they want to make as much money as possible off of that game. So regardless of what the cut is for Marvel, they want to get some extra dough. So I think they'll put the Spider-Man games on Switch. I think they will. At least one, 2018 and Miles Morales. I don't know about 2. I mean, they probably could do 2 because 2 is just look, all these games are PlayStation 4 games. So Ratchet and Clank, even though it's not on PlayStation 4, I bet you it could go on PlayStation 4, and I bet you it shows up on the Switch. Eternal, all them games. Shoot, if they could put Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch, they could put every single PlayStation 5 game on there. Sorry. But anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out, and I'll talk to you on the next one. 2, 3, time.